be on resolving conflict. You will notice the camera in the back of the auditorium, and I just want you to be aware that you're being taped for the Revere Public Schools television. So please act appropriately and give Mr. Vedder a warm welcome.
Good morning. As Ms. Evans just told you, my name is Jim Vedder, and the presentation today is about conflict. I thought I'd begin with a brief history lesson about conflict throughout the centuries, and then move on to conflict today. And
Great. Another lame lecture. This guy is really boring.
okay, I'm sorry, that's true. That was a very boring way to start things off. Tell you what, let's start this whole thing over again from the beginning. How about if I start instead, something like, Good morning! Oh, come on, that's your part. Good morning! Yeah. My name is Jim Vedder. The presentation today is about conflict. It's about what happens when people argue. It's about what happens when people fight. It's about what happens sometimes when people feel incredibly angry! Just kidding. I'm an actor. So I'm going to be acting out some scenes. I'll be portraying some different characters, but I'm also going to need a lot of brain power from you. That's what's really going to make things work. So, I'll tell you what. Before I show you any of the scenes I have planned, I need some ideas from you. Who here can tell me, what do you think, what's a reason why two people your age might fight? Might think of, yes. Absolutely. She said one reason two people might fight is because somebody's talking stuff behind your back. Right? Sometimes people say things about you. Sometimes it's completely made up. Sometimes it's not true at all. Sometimes, right, the talking behind your back, the gossip, the rumors, sometimes it starts out with something that in the beginning was true. Had a little bit of truth to it. And then people add a lot to it, they build it up. They like stretch the truth. Like maybe you got a best friend, and maybe there's something going on in your life it's really kind of personal, that you really want to talk to somebody about. But I mean, this is really personal, like, this is really private. And so you go up to a best friend, and like you're not even quite sure how to talk about it. You walk up to your friend, and you're kind of like, hey, look, there's this thing like I really want to tell you about it, okay? But this is really private, okay? This is really personal, okay? You got to keep this thing a secret, okay? Promise. Okay, don't tell anybody, okay? Yeah, I just got to talk to somebody about this, man. I mean, you know what? I mean, like,
knock it off.
I don't even know how to say this, you know? I mean, it's just like, I just... Okay, yeah, all right. Catch you later. Hey. You know what I just heard? Whoa. This is oh man, you're not gonna believe this. Oh, hey. It's a secret, okay? Promise. Yeah, okay. Whoa! Hey! You won't believe what I just heard, man. Oh man, this is so incredible. Oh man, this is Hey, you know what? You know what I just heard? Oh. It's a secret, okay? Promise. Yeah. Oh man, I just heard that. For real? Oh. sees their friend again, could this build up into a fight? Absolutely, right? Let's get one or two more ideas. Well, that's one reason why two people your age might argue or fight. I can give you another. What's another situation? How does it happen? Yes. Money. Absolutely, right? Money could be, right? Somebody has some money. A friend wants it. Somebody takes it. Maybe someone wants to borrow money. Friend doesn't want to give it up. Right? Sometimes it's just that somebody has more money. And they act because they have more money. They act like they're better than everybody. Right? Some people just like walk into school and they're like, I'm so cool. I'm so amazing. I'm so popular. I got more money. You know what? I'm incredible. I'm like the best thing in the school. And you know what? You're a loser. Right? Could that turn into a fight? Okay, let's get a couple more. What else? What else? What's something else that two people your age might argue or fight about? Yes. What's your name? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Amanda said that one thing that two people your age might fight about, she said was boys. Yeah, I mean, you know what? I bet. Almost everybody here in the school, I bet, almost all of you have somebody here, have some folks here in school who are your friends, right? People you hang out with, people you like. But I suspect there may be some of you who have somebody here in school who's somebody who you know, the kind of person you walk down the hallway, beginning of the day, you see them at the other end of the hallway, you're kind of like, but then one day, you walk down the hallway, and there, at the other end of the hallway, you see this person. Who you? And there they are. They're standing at the other end of the hallway with their arms around somebody else. Right? They're standing there, they're kind of like, and you walk down the hallway, you see that happening, and all of a sudden, something inside your gut feels kind of like, ah! And in that instant, ideas pass through your mind. You may think things like, hey, I know what to do. I know the best way to show this person what? The best way to show what a warm, kind, wonderful person I am, why they should spend time with me, is to walk up to this new person who they're with and rip their head off. Right? People think that, right? Okay, so we know, right? A lot of situations, a lot of reasons why two people might argue, why two people might fight. But tell me this. Any of the situations we just heard about, right? Somebody has got more money, somebody's spreading rumors about somebody, somebody's spending time with somebody who you like. Do any of those things have to turn into a fight? No, right? So if that's true, what it means is this. It means fighting's a choice. Right? A lot of situations which we could fight, but in the end, it's always a choice. And the best thing about it is that in fact, it's your choice. In the end, you are the only person who can choose what you do. And every time you make a choice, there's a result. There's a consequence. Sooner or later, something happens. Usually, if you make a positive choice, usually, sooner or later, something positive happens. Usually, if you make a negative choice, usually, sooner or later, something negative happens. Think about it. Two people your age have a vicious argument. I mean, a really cruel argument. Or two people your age have a physical fight. What are some of the negative results? What happens? Two people your age, horrible argument, physical fight. What happens then? Yeah. Absolutely. You said, right, one thing that happens, in some physical fights is somebody winds up in the hospital. Right? And I bet almost everybody here either knows somebody or knows of somebody to whom something like that's happened. Right? Two kids. Often it's not people who are strangers. The vast majority of the time, when people really get injured in a fight, it's a fight with somebody they know. Often it's somebody they know well, a best friend. And most of the time when it happens, nobody thought it would happen. Right? Most of the times, those kind of fights, nobody went into it thinking that's the way it would end. Usually it's two people, they get in a little argument about something, and they build it up. Right? Somebody says something back, somebody does something, all of a sudden, we're in the middle of this big fight, all of a sudden somebody's really injured. Right? And we know too from the stuff we see in the news, that sometimes people your age go way too far. Right? So we know people get really physically injured. But what about this, right? Sometimes people fight physically, some people do. But some people don't. Some people almost never fight, or never fight physically. But what about people who fight verbally? Right? People who fight with words. Right? Two friends, they're in the middle of a vicious argument. Right? They're saying the worst things about each other. Right? What are some of the consequences? What are some of the results? People have an argument like that. What happens to them? Yeah.
Friendship ends.
Absolutely. Friendship ends. Yeah. Absolutely. Permanent damage, emotionally, mentally. Yeah. It has a toll on people. Yeah, what else? Okay, absolutely. Detention too. Yeah.
Pressure gets put on other friends to choose one or the other.
Absolutely. Pressure gets put on other friends to choose one kid or the other. Right? Two kids were fighting, but all of a sudden they start to bring all their friends into it too. People start to feel like they can't be friends with this one kid because this other kid doesn't like this other kid. Right? It breaks up whole groups of friends. And I bet almost everybody here knows somebody to whom something like that's happened too. Right? Two kids used to be best friends. They're hanging out all the time. But then they started fighting about something, and like somebody said something they shouldn't have. Like somebody brought up, like maybe some secret the person had told them. And in the middle of a fight, somebody started making a joke about it, somebody started saying something about it, and all of a sudden these two kids just won't even talk. So what happens if these things that happen, right? People have a horrible, vicious argument or a physical fight here in school. What are the results here? What are the consequences? Suspension, right? What else? What else happens? Right, you have a physical fight here in school, a vicious argument, a hateful argument. What else happens? Suspension. Detention, right? What else?
In-house.
In-house? Absolutely, right? Yeah. So we know, right? There are a lot of reasons why people argue. There are a lot of situations where people can argue, a lot of situations where people can fight. We know fighting is a choice. We know when people choose to fight, things escalate, they build up. Things get worse and worse and worse. But right now, if I could show you 4 simple steps, where if you take these steps, you can win your fights 9 times out of 10. Would you try? Let me show you. Here's how it works. What it's called is this. What it's called fighting fair. Now, I know that may sound weird, it sounds lame, right? Fighting fair, it sounds like it doesn't even make sense. Right? Fighting fair, like a contradiction, like it doesn't even go together. But what it means is this. Sometimes when people hear about the idea of solving problems peacefully, they think it means they've got to somehow like everybody. They think it means they can never have a disagreement with anybody. They think it means they can never feel angry. But what fighting fair means is this. It means it's human to disagree. People disagree all the time. It's human to like some people and not like others. Fighting fair means it's human to feel lots of different emotions, including sometimes feel really angry. But if we choose to fight fair, what it means is when any of these things happen, right, we just don't like somebody, we're mad at somebody, we have a disagreement with somebody, if we choose to fight fair, what it means is we make the choice to solve the problem. And to do that, there are 4 steps. As you see these steps, you'll see they seem simple. But the next time you're in an argument, you'll see it can take some practice to be able to do them. First step is this. You find yourself having a real problem with somebody else, the first thing you need to do is to ask yourself a question. First question to ask yourself, you're having a real problem with somebody, first question is, what's the problem? Sometimes people get into whole arguments, whole fights they never had to have. Right? Fights that started out of a complete misunderstanding. Right? Somebody hears that somebody's talking trash about them. Somebody hears that somebody has been threatening them, says they're going to meet them after school. They're hearing it from somebody else. And so, right after school, they go up to this kid, they start to take him on. They never took the time to even check out the facts to see if it was even true. Right? You come into school at the end of the day, you see a friend of yours, you haven't even talked to them yet, they already seem angry. Right? You're like, hi, yeah? What do you want? All I said was hi. Yeah, that's the way you said it. Yeah, like everybody's Mr. Best Friend. Huh? Like you're the nicest kid in the world. I know what a scum you really are. You're like, whoa. All I said was hi. Yeah. Oh, you look innocent. Look like you don't even know what I'm talking about, huh? You know what this is about, man. You know what, man? Yeah, you walk around like you're nice to everybody. Everybody thinks you're so popular, like you're so friendly to everybody. But I'm supposed to be your best friend, huh? Look at how you treat me, huh? Yeah, you know people like you? That's because they don't know you. They don't know what a scum you really are, man. They don't know what a thief you are. That's what you are. You're a thief, man. Anybody who has anything good in their life, you steal it right away. That's what you are, man. You're just a thief. Yeah, man. Look innocent. Look like you don't know what I'm talking about. You know what this is about, man. This is about Donna. Donna? Yeah, Donna. I mean, you know, right? Ever since Donna transferred to the school, I've been trying to talk to her or something. But you know me, like, I'm not like you. I can't just walk up to everybody in the hallway and say hello. And then, like, I'm trying to get the guts up to say something to her. And then you, Mr. Popular, right? You walk right up to her. You start talking to her. You steal her right away from me, man. That's what you are. You're just a thief. You're like, oh, Donna. And look, I didn't even know you liked her. You didn't know I liked her. What are you, crazy? What are you, blind? You can't see? Look, every time she walks into class, like my face turns red. I start to sweat. Like my hands feel all funny. You don't even know I like her? No, honest. Hey, look, you've never even said a word about her. Look, we've been best friends a long time. If I knew you liked her, at least I would have talked to you or something, huh? Yeah. Right? These two kids, they were heading for a huge fight. Only because they weren't taking the time to figure out what it was about. That's the first step. You've got to figure out what the problem is. Figure out, what do you really care about? What do you really want to have happen in the situation? Figure out, what do you think the other person wants? What do you think's going on for them? Talk with them if they will. Figure it out. Figure out what the problem is. That's the first step.
It's not my fault. I just got so mad that I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah. You know what happens a lot? A lot of times when we see that there are steps we can take to start to solve problems, a lot of us start to think of excuses. A lot of us start to think of all the reasons why we don't think this is going to work. That's one. Sometimes you talk to two people who've been in a fight, and a kid will tell you something like, yeah, right. I was in the fight. You want to know why? And it's because I got mad. Hey, look, when I get mad, I fight. So, if you don't want me to fight, you just make sure nobody gets me mad. Right? This is lame. That's a total excuse. Right? This is like, if this was true, this would be like some sort of like an X-Files episode. Right? Every time we get angry, like this alien creature of anger comes down, takes us over, makes us do things. If this was really true, every time we got mad, it would look like this. Right? That's monster movie stuff. Right? In real life, even if we feel mad about something, it's still us. Right? Even if you feel mad about somebody, you can still choose what you do. So, let's choose to take the next step. Right? We know what the problem is now. Next step is this. Next step, once we know what the problem is, we want to figure out what do the two of us have in common. Now, how we're different, that's really important. Right? How people are different is often what makes them worth getting to know. Right? If everyone was the same, it'd be completely boring. But in the middle of a fight, sometimes all that people think about is how the other person is just not like them. Yeah, right. Look at her. You want me to talk to her? Look at her. Look at her hair. Look at those clothes. Where does she shop? The dome. Yeah, you ever listen to her talk? You know where she's from? No way I could talk to somebody like that. Right? A lot of times, if all we're thinking about is how this other person's not like us, it just tears us apart. So we also need to figure out, how is this other person like us? What do we have in common? Right? Sometimes the only thing we have in common, maybe what we have in common is we used to be friends. Right? Maybe what we have in common is just that we're here in the same class together. Maybe what we have in common is that we're just sick and tired of fighting every day. But any of those things can make a bridge. Any of those things can help us to start to work together. So that's the next step. Right? You know what the problem is? Figure out what do we have in common. Right?
Hey, with what he did, with what she said, there wasn't anything else I could do.
That's another excuse. Sometimes you talk to two people who've been in a fight, and they'll say things like, yeah, right. I was in the fight. You want to know why? I didn't start it. Hey, look. You heard the stuff he said? Hey, somebody says something like that? I'm going to say something. Hey, you saw what she did? Somebody does that? I'm going to fight. Hey, look. It wasn't my fault. I didn't start it. Right? This is another complete excuse. Right? This is so lame. People who say this, I call this the remote control excuse. Because people who say this, they're acting as though they've given the remote control to somebody else. That somebody else can just press the button and just make them do things. If that was true, every time we had a disagreement with somebody else, it would look like this. I have no brain. When he says that, I must say this. When she does that, I must do this. I have absolutely no brain. The robot excuse, right? Right? We know this is lame. We know know, even if somebody else does something, it's still our choice what we do. So, let's choose the next step. Right? We know what the problem is now. We know what we have in common. Next step is this. Next step is to figure out the options. Because people who get into fights a lot are usually people who feel stuck. Right? People who fight a lot are usually people who feel like there's no other choice. There's nothing else they can do. So, if you want to have real power, and you're in an argument or a fight, what you want to do is to figure out how many different possible solutions can you come up with to this problem. That's real power. If you come up with more solutions, you have much more power to solve this problem. So that's the next step. Use your mind, use your creativity. Figure out every possible solution you can. That's the next step.
He's not talking about me. I never hit anybody. Whatever anybody else says, I just smile and go along.
That's another excuse. I know in almost every group, there are usually one or two people who are sitting there, and they're thinking, oh, I'm so glad Mr. Better came to our school today to share his wonderful, peaceful message with all these other students. But not me. Oh no. I'm a perfect student. I never do anything wrong. You know what I do? If somebody does something really terrible to me, you know what I do? I just smile. And right on the outside, this looks great. Or like, at least on the outside, this is the kind of student who's never in trouble. Right? Oh, they're never in a fight, never detention, never suspended. Right? Everybody thinks they're the model student, they're just perfect. But you know what? If this student really has a problem with somebody, and they don't say anything about it, I don't mean like someone just like somebody's just being annoying, you can ignore it, that's cool, right? But if you really have a problem with somebody and you don't speak up for yourself, you don't say something about it, you're not making things better. You're part of the problem. You're making it worse. Right? If somebody's doing something to you particularly that hurts you, or even just makes you feel uncomfortable, if you don't speak up and find some help, then often things don't get better. A lot of times, that situation will just get worse and worse and worse. And people who do this, people who never speak up for themselves, often become one of two things. They become either an undercover fighter, a sneaky fighter, or they become a ticking time bomb. Ticking time bomb is the kind of kid, I bet some people here know somebody like this, right? This is the kind of kid who everybody dumps on them. Right? Everybody pushes them around. I'm particularly like when nobody else is watching. Like when no teachers are watching, like just walking down the hallway, other kids are like just like knocking their stuff on the floor, stealing stuff from them, pushing them around, calling them names. And sometimes this kid looks as though they don't even mind. Right? Sometimes they just kind of stand there. That's the outside. What you can't see is what it's like on the inside. Because a lot of times, a person who's being harassed like this, being pushed around, a lot of times on the inside, they're really getting hurt. And sometimes as they're getting hurt, they're also getting angry. Sometimes this anger just builds up, builds up, builds up, builds up. This is the kind of kid who years from now, all of a sudden, somebody pushes them too far. Somebody says something, somebody does something, and all of a sudden this kid's like, ah! Wait, everyone else is like, whoa. What happened? But this kid was like a ticking time bomb. Just kept building up. Or what some kids do is this. Some kids, they never get in fights. They never get mad. Instead, they get even. Some kids find really sneaky ways. Hey, they never get in trouble themselves, but they find ways to get other kids in trouble. They do things like this. They're like, hi. What? Oh, that stuff you said about me yesterday? Oh no. Don't even worry about it. Oh no. I've completely forgotten about that. No. I just wanted you to know. Have you heard what she's been saying about you? Oh, you haven't? Oh, yeah. Oh, no, it's true. Yeah. No, she told everybody. She told everybody in the whole class that you... Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean for you to get so upset. Oh, no. You are just such a good friend. I thought you should know. Have a nice day. Hey. What? Oh, that stuff you did to me last week? Oh, no. Forget about that. Oh, no, I've taken care of that. No, I just wanted you to know. Have you heard what he's been calling you? Oh, yeah. Yeah, at lunch. In front of the whole table. He called you up. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean for you to get so upset. Oh, no, you are just such a good friend. I thought you should know. Have a nice day. And this kid would just sit back, watch. They'll just wait for the fight to start. Right? They're not in the middle of the fight, but they're still finding a way to make the fight worse. So instead of doing that, let's take the last step. Right? Now we know what the problem is. We figured out what we have in common. We have lots of ideas. We have lots of different options. There's one step left. Look at your options. Look at all the things you possibly could do in this situation. And finally, make a choice. And if it's really going to work, you've got to look for a particular kind of choice. If this is really going to work long term, you've got to find a solution, find an option in which everybody ends up winning. Because if you don't, if one person wins, if one person loses, the fight's not over. I don't know about you, but this has happened to me. Right? I've been in the middle of an argument with a friend, and I got really mad. Right? And I knew the thing to say that would really hurt, because it's a best friend, right? Best friends know all kinds of things about each other. And in the middle of this argument, this person said something, I got really mad, and I had this thing, like I knew, like it had nothing to do with what we were talking about, but I knew it would hurt. So in the middle of the argument, the person said something to me, I got mad, and all of a sudden I just said this thing, just like, bam! And, you know, all of a sudden, this other person, they just stopped talking. I'd look in their face, just like, they're like, yeah, fine. Whatever you want, fine. And in that moment, I felt like, hey, I won. Fight's over. But the next day, I was in the middle of the argument with the same person all over again. Right, because if I won, I think the fight's over. Yeah, right. You should have seen it, right, man? I was there, I was in this fight, I won. Fight's over. But if I lost, if I think I lost the fight, hey, for me, the fight's not over. Yeah, right. Yeah, man, you won this one, but you just wait. You know what I'm going to do, man? I'm going to build up. I'm going to get stronger and stronger and stronger. You know, I'm going to find out all the dirt about you. I'm going to spread everything I can all over the school about you, man. I'm going to get all my friends against you, my family against you too, man. I'm going to get stronger and stronger and stronger, and then I'm coming looking for you. Right? If I've lost, for me the fight's not over. If you really want to find the fight ended, you got to find a solution that works for everybody. And you know what? Enough of this up here. Let me show you how it works. This is a scene that's about two people just about your age. As you watch the scene, watch for this. Ask yourself, what's the problem? What's the argument about? Right? Some arguments start about nothing. Start about something really small. Ask yourself, what are they doing that takes this problem, builds it up, makes it worse? And ask yourself, what are their options? How could they solve this problem? First character is a guy. His name's Danny. If you met Danny right now, you'd see right now, Danny's kind of upset. He looks like this. I didn't mean to do it, okay? Hey, look, it's not my fault. I just got so mad. Look, the stuff he was saying about me. Hey, look, I couldn't let him get away with that. You know, look, I wasn't trying to hurt him, all right? I don't even know how it happened. I mean, this was so weird. You know, John, right? He's my best friend. We've known each other since we were little kids. We hang out together all the time. And today I thought it was going to be a good day. Today I had this really good idea. So as soon as school got out, I went looking for John. John! John! Hey, Dan. Hey, John. Hey, John, I got a really good idea. But what? But what we're going to do right now after school. And we know what we're going to do. Yeah, but listen up. I got this great idea. You know what I just heard? I just heard, right, up at the high school, they're starting this new recreation program, right? Every day, from now to the end of the school year, anybody can go. Every day after school, they're just going to like open up the high school gym, right? No permission slips, you don't have to pay money, nothing. So I think, right, we go to your house, we go to basketball, we go up to the gym, we shoot some hoops, right? It's going to be great. Come on. I don't want to. Man, it's going to be so good. Come on, we got to go, man. I don't want to. Oh, come on. Look, we gotta leave now. If we don't leave now, we may not even get a court, okay? I don't want to. You said we were gonna hang out at my place. So what? Then I got this idea. Yeah? Well, I thought you were coming over, right? I talked to my cousin Michael, right? Michael told me, right, since you were coming, I could borrow like this brand new video game. You should see it, right? No, really, this one's great, right? It's like three-dimensional, right? Like the action is so fast, it's incredible. It's the best one I've had. And Michael's gonna come by today. He's gonna take the thing back, right? I figured if we're gonna hang out, I figured we could play. Oh, come on, man. Oh, come on, it's so lame. Come on, look, we gotta go, okay? I don't want to. Okay, man, you're just gonna mess things up. You're always like this. You know, you always do this. Anybody has a really good idea, leave it to you. You're the person who just gets right in there, you just mess everything up. You know what? That's why nobody in school likes you. What? What are you looking like that for? Oh, what? Oh, you don't think it's true? Yeah? Why do you think? I'm the only one of our friends who'll even hang out with you anymore, man. It's because you don't even know what to do. Man, you're such a loser. You know? I mean, you don't know how to talk, you don't know what to do, you don't know what to listen to. You're such a wimp, man. That's what it is. That's why nobody hangs out with you, man. You know what? You've been like this ever since you met her. That's what it is, huh? Ever since that girl, man. Ever since Rachel. What are you talking about? I'm talking about your little girlfriend. I'm talking about Rachel. Be quiet. You shut up. You can say anything you want to say about me, but you don't say a word about her. You just shut your mouth right now. You know what you are? You know what you are? Yeah, maybe I'm a wimp, okay? Maybe I'm a loser. But you know what you are? You're just plain stupid. What are you talking about? I'm talking about you, moron. Be quiet. You be quiet right now. I'm not stupid. Yeah? How about in school? Right? How about in school, right? We get those big tests, huh? Yeah? Like that big math test last week? Where you sat there the whole period with your pencil up your nose, huh? Shut up! You shut up! I hear this enough at home, okay? I don't need to hear this stuff from you, all right? You shut your mouth right now, or I'm gonna shut it for you, man. You know what? You know what? You know what? I'm gonna tell everybody about you, yeah? You want that? You want that? You push me, I'll do it. I'll go into school tomorrow. I'll tell everybody about your little girlfriend. You want everybody to know? I'll tell everybody. You know what? I'll go up to everybody. I'll tell them, you walk right up to Rachel. I'll tell everybody, you walk right up to her, and you said, "Hey, Rachel, I love you." And she took one look at you, and she said, "Oh, John, you're such a loser." Shut up! Shut up! She did not! She did not! Shut your mouth! You take that back right now! You take it back right now! You don't take it back? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna tell everybody about you! You want that? I'm gonna tell everybody how smart you are! You want that? I'll tell everybody! I'll tell everybody that last week on the math test, I'll tell everybody! I'll tell everybody that you were so dumb that you cheated! And you still flunked!
No!
You shut your mouth. What's the matter, stupid? You shut up. You shut up right. What's the matter, dumbbell? You shut up. You shut up right. What's the matter, stupid? Come here. I don't have to put up with you. You know what? You know what? I am never going to put up with you anymore. I don't want to ever see your face. I don't want to hear your voice. I am never going to hang out with you. I am never going to be your friend anymore. Ever. And that's what happened. These two kids, right? Little argument, they built it up. Huge fight. And at this point, they won't even talk to each other anymore. But, tell you what, let's take a step back from the problem. Let's take a look at what happened. Let's find a better solution. So, right, in this situation, Danny and John, obviously they had a problem. So, who can tell me this? In the beginning, before they blew it up, before they escalated and added everything else in, who can tell me? Right in the beginning, what was the disagreement? What was the problem about? Yes, way in the back there.
One wanted to play basketball and the other one wanted to play the video game.
Absolutely, right? The conflict, the disagreement in the beginning was that Danny wanted to play basketball and John wanted the two of them to play video games. That's a conflict. That's a disagreement. Tell me this. Right, we know they did a lot of things to make this situation worse. They built it up in that huge fight. But who can tell me this, right? If Danny really wanted to play basketball, John wanted to play video games, what do the two of them have in common? What's similar about them? Yeah. Absolutely, right? Both of them wanted to play some sort of a game. What else is in common about what they wanted? What else is similar about what they wanted? Yeah. Absolutely. They both like basketball. We know that for sure. Yep. Because it's John's basketball, right? Yeah, what else? Absolutely, right? Right? The two of them wanted to hang out. Right? They wanted to spend some time together. So, you know what? That's a lot to have in common. Right? They both wanted to hang out. Right? They both like basketball. We know that's something they want to do at some point. And today they both want to play some sort of a game. So, that's a lot to have in common. Who can tell me this? What are some options? What could they do? Let's get at least a couple of different ideas. What could they do? Yes, what's one?
They could go get the video game and then play it, and then they could go play basketball after.
Okay, one option, they could go get the video game, they could play it, they could do some basketball afterwards. That's one option. Is that the only possible solution? No, let's get a couple more. Yes. What is right there? Okay, right? They could play the video game one day, play it all day. Next day, they could go play basketball. How do we know that's possible? How do we know that could work? Yeah.
John said that give the game back that day. Those that
Okay, yeah, he said, John said the video game is going away that day. Danny said basketball court is open every day to the rest of the year. Those are important facts to know as we try to figure out how to solve the problem. Any other solutions? Anything else? Yes. They could play a basketball video game, right? The idea is to come up with as many different ideas as we possibly can. And what you just did right now is that you just got them unstuck. They were stuck. Each one of them had one idea, which was the way they knew this had to be worked out. And they were stuck. You just gave them many more options. The more options you have, the more power you have. The last step is to look at your options and make a choice. But you know what? We can't, if it's really going to work, we can't make the choice for them. Right? If you have a problem with somebody and you really want it to work, you need to find a choice that's going to work for both of you. And here's how we're going to do it. I'm going to take the scene as if it were a movie on videotape. We're going to do instant replay. I'm going to go right back to the middle of the conflict, right back to the place where the problem is the worst. And we'll see if they use the thinking you just did, if they can find a better solution, like this. Shh! You stupid! You shut your mouth, man! You shut your mouth right now! I'm warning you! What's the matter, dumbbell? You shut up, man! I'm warning you right now! What's the matter, stupid? John. What? Look. John, look. I know I said a bunch of stuff about you, okay? But you know, look, you're my friend, okay? I didn't mean that stuff, all right? For real? Yes. Look, I'm sorry I said it, okay? Look, I called you a bunch of stuff too, right? Right? You know I don't think that stuff's true, right, man? Great. But look, John, we still got a problem, right? I want to go play basketball. Yeah. I want us to go play the video game. So what are we going to do? All right, look. I've got an answer, okay? John, here's the deal, okay? We go right now. We go today. We play basketball. We play your video game tomorrow. Danny, Michael's going to come by today. He's going to take the game back. He's coming today to take it back? Yes, he's coming today to take it back. Man, how come you didn't tell me that in the first place? I did tell you. But you didn't listen to me. Because you never listen to me. Because you never listen to anybody but your own fat self, man. That's what you do. You never listen to any... Look. Look, Danny. He's coming over today, okay? He's going to take the game back, all right? Great, so what are we supposed to do? Hey, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going home. I'll go home, and look, I'll hang out, I'll play the video game. You go to the gym, right? Joban lives right next to me, right? He'll be over, he's over there all the time. You go, you hang out, and play with him. I'll see you in school tomorrow. Okay. How about this? Go to your house, we hang out there, play this video game till Michael shows up. Right? Michael shows up, we check the time. We still got time. We dash over to the gym, we see if there's a court, we shoot some hoops. Right? If it's late, and then you promise me we go play basketball tomorrow. How about this? How about you call Joe on the phone, right? You ask him to go to the gym, hold the support. I call Michael. I ask him to come over in like half an hour. We go to my place, we hang out, we play the video game for like half an hour. Michael shows up. We give him back the game. All three of us go to the gym. We meet up with Jovan, right? He's got a court. All four of us play. We play 2-on-2. It's going to be even better. Yeah? Yeah. Yeah? Yeah. Yeah? Yeah! Yeah! Come on, man. Let's go. Did it work? But you know, the best part is not that I can do this. The best part is that when you have a problem, you can make this stuff work too. And that's what this very last little scene's about. Actually, this last scene. Actually, I can't show you this last scene.
Why not?
No, I'm sorry. See this last scene? To do this last scene? Yeah, I can't act out this last scene. To do this last scene, I need a few more actors. Yeah? We have some actors here? Yeah, we have people that come up on the stage, use their bodies, use their voices, so that everybody can really see and hear them. Yeah, we got some actors here. Yes. Would you help me out? Straight across the front of here. Come on down. Let's take a step forward here. Take a step on the other side of me here. Thanks. Great. Okay. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. Now that you're all up here, I know the light's kind of bright. First thing we're gonna do is very simple. We're just gonna do introductions. Very easy. We're just gonna go straight down the line. We're just gonna say our first names. Okay, one at a time. And we'll just go straight down the line. I'll start. Jim.
Amanda.
Okay, as actors, you gotta really project our voices, alright? It's a large group, you gotta be nice and loud. So do this again. This time, all we're gonna do is do the same thing. This time, just take a breath way down to your stomach and just say your voice about 3 or 4 times louder. Ready? I'll go first. Ready? And Jim!
Nikki! Amanda!
Yeah, hit me! Give her a round of applause!
Okay, here's the scene. We're gonna make believe that all 4 of you live right in the same neighborhood, like your building's right next door. And you've known each other since you were little kids. So sometimes on the weekend, the whole bunch, you just go out, you hang out together. And last weekend, you made a plan. You figured out this weekend, all 4 of you, you've been saving up a little money, you're all 4 gonna go out and just see a movie together. You figured out which movie theater you're going to. You figured out what time you're going to be there. Only problem is, the 2 of you are friends, you've been talking. You were thinking about one movie. You 2 guys are friends, you've been talking. You were thinking it was a whole different movie. Okay, so right now, what I want you to do is, all 4 of you, just think about some movies. And just name a movie. Waterboy, okay, great. And Adam Sandler in a touching romantic comedy, Okay, and name keep it clean, go ahead. Pick one that's not such a big problem, okay? Rugrats! Very nice, okay. So, Waterboy, Rugrats, okay. And here's what I do. Okay. Actually, what's one that you think people here like giving the hook. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make believe these two movies are playing, right? Same theater, same time. You set the time, you were planning on being there, you had no clue that the other people were planning this whole other movie. We're gonna try this twice. The first time, what I want you to do is you're gonna come in, you're gonna take this little problem, you're gonna build it up, you're gonna blow it up, you're gonna make it worse. Okay, second time, you're gonna cool things down, you're gonna really look for a solution that's gonna work. And you know what, everybody else here, they're all gonna be like the studio audience. Here's what I've got. I've got here some cue cards. As the scene goes on, I'm gonna hold up the cue cards to you. When you see a cue card, I just want you to say whatever's on it nice and clearly so the actors can hear you. When you folks, when you hear or see one of these cue cards, what you're gonna do is do whatever it says. And see what happens. So, what we're gonna do, actually the two of you would just come right back in front of the stand right over here. And the two of you in front of the stand over here. We're gonna make believe that the ticket counter is right back up where you just were. So when I say go, I want the four of you to come right in, come right up to the ticket counter, and when you get there, start to argue with each other. Tell each other what film you're going to go see. Get this person to go see your film. It's about 2 minutes before the film is going to start. You really care about it. You really want to make this happen now. The first time you're just going to build it up, argue, yell, make it worse. Ready? And go! And tell each other what film you're going to go see. Go.
We're going to see Waterboy.
No, I don't want to go see that.
No, you guys are retarded.
No. Get right there.
And go for it.
Oh, no. You guys have to listen to us. No, you guys always do it. No. I have to hire you. You're not there. No.
And keep it clean. Start the argument just the way you did, right? Bring all that stuff into it, just make it worse. But in the middle of it, you are going to help them out. In the middle of it, you are going to be like the inside of their brain, okay? Here's what you're going to do. When this thing starts to get worse, I will point to you. When I point to you, all I want you to do is just to say the words, fight fair. When you hear those words, you're just going to freeze in place. We'll have some more cue cards. We'll see what happens. But first, we're going to rehearse your part. Ready? Everybody here, when I point you to say the words fight fair, take a little breath. And fight fair! When you hear that, freeze in place. We'll have some more cue cards. And by the end, we'll see if you can't find a solution that works for all of you. But first, you're going to make things even worse. Come on back. Ready? And...
Okay.
Come back to the stands. Come back to the stands. Ready? And... action.
You guys, let's go see Waterboy. No, hurry!
Make it worse. Keep going.
Go see
Oh, keep going. Keep going. Make it worse.
Let's go and see Waterboy. No, because last week we did what you wanted to do. Let's go.
Ready? And... Good. First step is to... Yeah, first step is just to stop the argument. Stop the fight. Then... Good. Take a couple steps back from each other. Step back from each other. And next step is to... Just take a breath, man. Just relax. And next step is tough. Next step is to think about what you just did in these arguments. Okay? Think about what did the other person do, but think about what did you just do that made things worse, right? Did you call each other names? Did you push each other around? Were you bossing each other? Did you threaten each other? Did you hit each other in the face? And think about, actually right now, think about what was in these two scenes, what was at least one thing that you did that made the problem worse? Okay, when you can think of one thing that made things worse, then all four of you just take a step down to the front. Step down. And it's time to. We're gonna go straight down the line. Just say, what was the thing to each other? What was the thing you did that made things worse? And just say you're sorry.
What they did to us.
What do you think? Which way? Yeah, it's what you did to them. So that's what makes it tough. That's what makes it tough. So you think about one thing you did that made things worse and say you're sorry. Ready? And please. And everyone's gonna, oh, thank you. Everyone's gonna do it. Ready? And go.
I called him something really bad, and of course it's a shame, but... And I'm sorry, Anthony.
Good. Next up, go for it.
I called Danny a name and I hit him, so sorry.
Go for it.
That's my voice.
Oh, cool. And
I'm sorry.
okay. And of course, if it's gonna be a good apology, tone of voice matters too, right? If you say, "I'm sorry," that's really important, right? Okay. And the last step is to. So, what you want to do right now? Sure. What you want to do right now is to talk this out. Look for a solution that's going to work for all four of you. Ready? And nice and loudly so we can hear too. Ready? And go.
Let's just go. You guys go to whatever.
You don't even care.
Yeah.
And okay, so you're gonna split up. You're gonna see your own movies, cool. But all four of you also wanted to find a way to hang out together. So how are you gonna make that work too?
Go.
Go.
We'll go friendly.
How am I going to do that?
We'll go friendly after. No. We'll go
I don't
friendly
know
after.
for that.
Listen to each other. Listen to each other.
Friendly good, though.
Hold it. Stop for a second. Stop for a second. This is the time we're working out with each other. Ready? And ready? You got a bunch of good ideas on the table here. How can you make it work? Go.
Let's go. Afterwards, yeah. No, they're gonna see whatever. Have fun trying to get into a rated R movie.
Listen to each other. Listen to each other. What are you? Listen to each other. What's the plan? What are you gonna do?
We're gonna go to Friendly's after we watch our
To
movie.
hang
I
out.
don't want to.
We're gonna meet each other.
Okay, then, whoa. If you don't like the idea, make another suggestion back. What's a better idea? Whoa, listen to him. Listen to him. What's a better suggestion? Make a better suggestion back. What can you do? Give him an idea. Give him an idea. If you don't like Friendlies, where do you like? Where do you want to go? Just make a suggestion. Where do you want to go?
Yes.
Is that cool? Okay, they're going to 2 different movies and Burger King later. Give them a round of applause! And let's see, nice job, thanks. So, next time you have an argument, you have some steps to take. The first step, if you feel the argument build up, is to, stop the argument. Then, step back from the argument. Then, take a breath, calm down. Then, the tough part, think about what you did. If you did something to make things worse, it's time to. And the last step is to. And if you do this, if you look for what the problem is, if you look for what you have in common, if you look for your options, and together you make a choice, 9 times out of 10, you can find a solution where everybody wins. That's the